Hello, and welcome to our latest video, where we'll be taking you on a journey through time as we explore the top 10 best historical movies available on the big streaming platforms. From epic battles to incredible stories, these movies will transport you to different eras and bring history to life like never before. So sit back, relax, and get ready to discover some of the most unforgettable movies about the past that you can stream right now. Let's dive in. Number 10. Kingdom of Heaven. We meet Balian, a young blacksmith who is drawn to the Holy Land to be forgiven of his sins during the events of the Second Crusades. There, he becomes entangled in the machinations of a good pluralist monarch, trying to maintain peace between his rowdy Templar fanatical knights and their opposing military leaders, all while Saladin, the great Muslim commander, directs an army of 200,000 soldiers into Jerusalem. Kingdom of Heaven is a postmodernist fairy tale that also recounts certain historically accurate facts through a fully contemporary political lens. You can stream Kingdom of Heaven on Disney+. Number 9. The King. Chalamet plays Hal, the eldest son of King Henry IV of England. Hal prefers to live distant from his family and spend time with his friend John Falstaff, in opposition to his father's stance on war. However, disaster strikes when Henry IV passes away from an illness, forcing Hal into a role he never wanted to play as King Henry V. Hal seeks to usher in a period of peace for England's citizens as its new ruler, but rising tensions with France drives him to make some difficult choices that will define both his leadership style and the future of England. You can stream The King on Netflix. It has amazing images that take viewers back to the early 15th century. Number 8. Troy. Two newly emerging nations start fighting in the year 1250 BC. In the late Bronze Age, Helen, the Queen of Sparta, is persuaded by the Trojan prince, Paris, to leave her husband Menelaus and travel with him to Troy. Menelaus seeks his brother Agamemnon's help after learning that the Trojans had abducted his wife. Agamemnon views this as a chance to gain control. So 50,000 Greeks sailed to Troy in 1,000 ships. With the aid of Achilles, Brad Pitt, the Greeks can battle the Trojans, who have never been defeated. You can stream Troy on Prime. It has fascinating imagery and amazing battle scenes. Number 7. Master and Commander. It is 1805 and the Napoleonic Wars are in full force. The HMS Surprise, under the leadership of Captain Aubrey, is stationed off the coast of Brazil to capture the French privateer Acheron. The Surprise almost loses the initial engagement because the French ship is larger, faster, and armed with more weapons. Aubrey and his crew are just saved by a fog bank. Following that, a chase begins as the Surprise pursues the Acheron over the Atlantic Ocean, around Cape Horn, and through the Pacific Ocean to the Galapagos Islands. It gets more difficult to distinguish between the pursuer and the pursued as the chase continues. You can stream it on Disney+. Number 6. The Last of the Mohicans. The 7 Years' War is the setting for the historical drama The Last of the Mohicans, which centers on Nathaniel Hawkeye Poe, played by Daniel Day-Lewis, as he leads two sisters across upstate New York to reunite with their father, a British Army colonel who is battling a French invasion force in the Adirondack Mountains. The other two members of the unbreakable trio are Uncas, the son of Chingachgook, and Hawkeye's adopted father, Chingachgook. Hawkeye falls in love with Cora, the older Monroe sister, and the anti-establishment protagonist finally finds a cause worth fighting for, as they elude an enemy group led by the vengeful warrior Magua. This Netflix film has an intriguing blend of romance and history. Number 5. Hero. A nameless prefect from the Qin province shows up one day in the royal city to meet with the king. After 3 assassination attempts, the king now lives alone. No visitor approaches him closer than 100 paces. On greeting Nameless, played by Jet Li, the king is given Long Sky's sword as a gift. Then, Nameless recounts his conflict with Long Sky and how he overcame him. He gains the king's trust and is given the go-ahead to get closer. The king starts to wonder if Nameless is telling the truth. Then he recounts the tales of Nameless's plan with Snow, Sword, and Sky to create a story to approach the king and assassinate him. It appears that the king is right. Every one of the stories involves battles, some of which are incredibly dramatic and inventive. You can stream Hero on Prime Video. Number 4. Apocalyptic. It tells the story of Jaguar Paw, whose village is attacked by a group of hunters from the neighboring city. These hunters pillage small defenseless groups in search of volunteers for their most dangerous game, the sacrifice rituals that the city's authorities use to entertain the populace. Jaguar Paw, however, has been able to spare his family by keeping them holed up in a dangerous circumstance. Unlike nearly all of his peers, will he have enough time to save them before the forest itself or a group of extremely angry suitors stop him? Can such a technologically advanced yet fundamentally corrupt civilization last forever? Apocalyptic is available for streaming on Prime Video. Number 3. The Last Samurai tells the story of Captain Nathan Algren, an esteemed American military officer who the Emperor of Japan gave the task to order the nation's first army in the modern art of battle. Algren discovers that he is unexpectedly impressed by his encounters with the samurai. He is also influenced by him. This places him at the center of a conflict between 2 worlds and 2 eras, and he has only his sense of honor to guide him. The Emperor is trying to eradicate the ancient imperial samurai warriors to prepare for more westernized and trade-friendly government policies. The Last Samurai is a fascinating look at one of history's greatest warrior races, with a beautiful score of Hans Zimmer. It is available for streaming on Prime Video. Number 2. Braveheart. Set in 1280, soon after an angry William Wallace led a massacre of English soldiers, Wallace leads an uprising against oppressive English control in a rebellious community, while haunted by the loss of his beloved. Both a biographical and a war film, Braveheart is a loose adaptation of William Wallace's actual experiences. Mel Gibson portrays Wallace as an educated but flawed leader who is continuously learning from his mistakes and motivated by strong humanitarian beliefs. With an amazing effort as director and a heartbreaking performance, it is both a sobering tale of honor and a series of tense sword, arrow, and spear fight scenes. You can stream this classic on HBO Max. Number 1. Gladiator. Set in 180 AD, when the Roman Empire has recovered from the excesses of one corrupt emperor after another, the most recent Caesar, Marcus Aurelius, is a learned man who has entered the battle to fend off a threat from Germanian barbarians. He counts on his best general, Maximus, to lead and act bravely to win the battle. When Maximus performs admirably, the emperor secretly chooses him as his successor. Marcus's son has some issues with this choice. He kills his father in a fit of wrath and despair, and then orders Maximus to be taken away and put to the death. The general, who narrowly escapes death, rushes home to defend his wife and son. But is he on time? Gladiator is an absolute classic and has amazing battle scenes. Definitely a must-see. You can stream it on Netflix. And that's it for our top 10 best historical movies on the big streaming platforms. We hope you enjoyed watching and found some new recommendations to add to your watch list. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more movie recommendations and reviews. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.